Chapter 37. Getting to know each other from Shadow Slave. Sunny was beginning to enjoy the quiet talks that came with the cover of darkness. Without the glare of light, people seemed less guarded, more genuine. It reminded him of those frequent citywide blackouts from his childhood. Back then, his family had no choice but to sit together and pass time simply by talking. Those moments had grown to become some of his most treasured memories. After a pause, he broke the silence. Since we'll be relying on one another to stay alive, wouldn't it be smart to share what abilities and memories we've got? It made perfect sense. Knowing each other's strengths and skills could mean the difference between survival and death. Still, he noticed Nephi's turning toward him, cautious, like she wasn't sure whether to trust him. Thankfully, the shadows masked his expression. "I'll go first," he offered, hoping to lead by example while keeping control over how much he revealed. If he volunteered the information, he could shape the narrative. But if they started asking pointed questions, well, things might get complicated fast. "My stats favor shadow affinity. There's also a minor link to divinity, and I seem to have a knack for landing in unlikely situations." Cassie lowered her head a little, as if embarrassed, then chimed in softly. "He's telling the truth. Not that we thought you were lying. Really? After all the effort I put into earning a liar's reputation." Sunny cleared his throat and forced a smile, masking his unease. "Is that so? That's reassuring. But how do you know I'm being honest?" Cassie shifted where she sat, responding carefully. "Well, that's my ability. I can see a person's attributes. Sometimes I also get glimpses. They're like visions of the future or the past. It doesn't happen often, though." Sunny tensed but exhaled slowly, relief washing over him. "So she's some kind of seer. Fortunately, she's limited to attributes. Otherwise, I'd be in serious trouble." That also explained how she knew about his birthday. But now the question was, had she seen it in a past memory or a future one? If it was the latter, did that mean he'd definitely live long enough to see another birthday? Or did knowing the future somehow alter it? Like, what if learning he would survive made him complacent, leading to a fatal mistake? His head began to ache. He decided not to chase that train of thought any further. With a friendly tone, he continued, "That's a handy ability. As for mine, you've already seen it. My shadow can move independently, and I can perceive through it. I can't interact with anything physically, but I can hear and see through it. Stealthy, fast, and hard to detect. Perfect scout. Also, I can see in the dark." He smiled, expecting some appreciation. Instead, Nephi turned slowly toward him, and Cassie's hands shot up instinctively to cover her chest. What?" he asked, startled. Nephi's voice was flat. "Did you use that ability back at the academy?" Sunny blinked. Weird question. At the academy? Yeah. Why? Then realization hit him. Oh no, they think I'm a creep. Before they could say more, he raised both hands and blurted, "But I never used it for anything inappropriate. You've got to believe me." Thankfully, it was true, but both girls looked skeptical. He gritted his teeth. "I had more pressing concerns than whatever you're imagining. I spent nearly every hour studying how to stay alive." Nephi raised an eyebrow. "I don't remember seeing you in class, not even once." He gave a small laugh. "Of course you didn't. While you were thrashing everyone in combat training, I was in wilderness survival." Nephi looked genuinely confused. "There's a course like that?" Cassie also looked surprised. "There is. Most folks ignore it, but for someone like me, someone from the outskirts without private tutors or expensive schools, it was the only real chance I had. Without it, I'd have died the moment we entered the dream realm." For once, Nephi looked visibly thrown off. She rubbed her wrists and stared in his direction. "I didn't know that." Sunny managed a light tone, trying to keep the edge from his voice. "Not your fault. People of your background wouldn't really need to know." At the mention of her social status, Nephi's lips curled into an unreadable smile. She didn't respond. Sunny went on. "Anyway, that's my ability. As for my memories, I've got three: an armor set, a sword, and a very loud bell. came the other's turn. After a short silence, Nephi spoke. My stats lean toward light and fire. I also have a strong divine affinity. My memories are a rope and a sword. While she talked, Sunny focused on Cassie, trying to read her reaction. From what he could tell, Nephi was telling the truth, but definitely not the whole truth. Judging by Cassie's strained expression, whatever she was hiding was significant. Fascinating. Nephi continued. The rope is durable and can extend or contract. The sword is sharp and offers some protection from soul-based attacks. My ability can be used for healing. Sunny noticed her wording. Used for healing? Sounds like healing isn't its only function. Healing powers were incredibly rare. An ability capable of healing, but with other applications, was nearly unheard of. But then again, she was changing star. A true name from the first nightmare? Anything was possible. He faked excitement. A healer? That's amazing. We're lucky to have you. Cassie nodded enthusiastically. Neff is also an incredible fighter. You should have seen her fight those scavengers. Well, I didn't exactly see it, but it sounded terrifying. Sunny didn't need the reminder. He'd seen her in action with his own eyes. Well, his shadow's eyes. Cassie then added shyly, guess it's my turn. My stats are not very special. I have a connection to fate and insight. You already know my ability. It's not super useful. As for my memories, I've got 3. The water bottle, a wooden staff, and this armor. Neff gave me the armor when we met. It's of the awakened grade with a strong defensive enchantment. So not only is Nephi's carrying her, but she also gave up her only gear, and not just any gear. Awakened armor? What is she thinking? Cassie looked away, then added, I used to be decent with a sword, but not anymore. That last part clearly referenced her flaw. Neither Sunny nor Nephi's had revealed theirs. A smart decision. Knowing someone's flaw could be crucial in combat, but that kind of trust hadn't been earned yet. And honestly, Sunny had no intention of ever revealing his. After a short lull, he said, all right, I think we've got enough to work with. If we're careful and smart about it, we'll survive. Time to sleep. In the dark, Nephi turned slightly toward his voice. I'll take first watch. Sunny offered helpfully. My shadow doesn't sleep. It can alert us if anything comes close. She smiled faintly. I'll still take first watch. There was a chill in her voice. Sunny exhaled and shrugged. Fine. Watch what, though? You can't even see in the dark. Don't blame me when something monstrous eats us all. A shiver crept down his spine. Wait, that wasn't a death flag, was it? No, definitely not. Right?